Welcome back, everyone, to the Pay Attention Please podcast, Hollywood Life's Real Housewives podcast. And Eric and I are so excited because we have none other than Real Housewives of New York City's one of their newest stars, Sai De Silva. Hi, Sai.
Hi, so excited to chat.
Us too. We've seen a few episodes. We won't spoil too much, but we were just saying we are loving the new show. The cast is just dynamite. I mean, and especially you're such a force on the show already.
Oh, thank you.
How are you feeling going into it? I mean, do you have any nerves or anything?
I don't know if I'm necessarily nervous. It's just, I think we've been doing this for so long now, and it's just that the audience is just now seeing it. The viewers are just now seeing it, and it's something that we've been working on forever. So I'm so ready to just let it air, let the world see what we've been working on. So I'm more excited than nervous, I guess.
Okay. Had you seen the first 13 seasons of the show, and did you watch it specifically before filming began?
I definitely did not see all 13. I think I probably dropped off around maybe when Heather left in that time. Okay. And then I looked at the last season, maybe 3 episodes, but it changed so much that it wasn't really I wasn't getting what I wanted from it, But I do watch other franchises. I love Atlanta. Atlanta is hysterical. I still love Beverly Hills, but yeah.
Have you watched any of Jersey?
I actually have not watched Jersey. It's got a little dark for me.
It's a commitment to watch all of them, so I don't blame you for picking and choosing.
It's a commitment, right? And I'm also trying to fandangle Apple TV and all these Netflix shows. I'm just trying to keep my head above water here, okay?
No, us too.
Yeah, now Taglines just came out the other day, and yours is, in New York, there's a lot of bad apples, but I'm the baddest of the bunch. How did that tagline, we love it, first off. And secondly, how did that come up? And was there any others that you recorded that maybe you were hoping would land?
Yes.
Yeah.
I recorded 4 of them, I believe, 3 or 4 of them. I did like them all. I definitely liked another one as well. But this one read really well, and it was dynamic. It's also very much so, kind of that pun playing on apples. We are the big apple. And I am the baddest of the bunch. So, but I have to give full shout out to my followers. My followers they came up with all of my taglines. Oh. I reached out on stories and I was like, I am stumped. I really don't know what I want my tagline to be or what this looks like for me. Can you help me? And I had hundreds of people with really, really good taglines. My followers are amazing. That community is fantastic. They're very witty. They're funny. They get me. They get my personality. So definitely it wasn't me. It was all them.
What do you think of? I was going to ask what you think of the other girls' taglines, because all of them are pretty unique in their own way.
Bryn is very much so.
Yeah, that's a great one.
I think everyone's going for Bryn's tagline because it's just something that is so unexpected from a housewife in a tagline.
Yeah.
But Bryn has this very flirtatious nature about her. She's just here to live life and have fun. So I think her tagline fits her very, very well. It's hysterical. And then Jenna's, it has a lot to do with her lash company that she has. So I think it's also fitting. Same thing with Jessel. Uba is the secret ingredient. Okay. She is what she is. So I think everyone's tagline was spot on.
Are you allowed to tell us what the other one you love that you did?
No, I don't want to give it away.
You might use the next season.
Yeah. How about, I don't know what's happening, but maybe another season. Who knows? I'm going to keep it a secret. I'm going to keep it a secret now.
Sai, we know of the group, you're the only one that lives in Brooklyn, correct?
Yes.
So now, at the beginning of the original RHONY, Alex McCord was always treated meanly because she lived in Brooklyn. That did not happen to you, did it?
No, because Brooklyn is on the map. There's so many celebrities that live in Brooklyn. I mean, James Bond is my neighbor down the block. I'm just hoping to run into him all the time. But yes, I have the biggest celebrity crush on Daniel Craig. But Brooklyn is fun. It's great. It's not what it used to be. It evolves so much. And for me to say that is coming from a place where I grew up here. So I went to high school here. I went to college here. Like I've seen Brooklyn drastically change over the years, and it's definitely not what it used to be. Brooklyn is always going to be my heart. The old Brooklyn I still love. That's what raised me. But at the same time now, there's so many people. There's an influx of people who have moved here. You get more space. There's more restaurants there. I feel like there's more culture here. And I love it. I rep Brooklyn all day, every day.
Yeah.
I'm like the biggest Brooklynite.
Yeah, I mean, I almost love it. It's almost like, obviously the show is evolving with this reboot. So it's almost like, I know we got Alex McCord in Brooklyn, but they treated it like it was below everyone else. And now you're kind of coming in and showing how cool Brooklyn is and how much of a bigger part of New York, I guess it is now. But yeah.
I mean, it's always been. It's always been on the map. I just think that people had this mentality that New York City was only the Upper East Side. And there's so many other boroughs that we haven't even talked about or touched. And every borough had its own vibe. And it doesn't necessarily mean because you don't live in the city that it's, oh my God, it's a terrible thing. Like, even looking back at Gossip Girl, remember Gossip Girl? And it was Jenny, I believe, and she lived in Brooklyn. Everyone treated her so bad and she lived in Brooklyn. Or even when I grew up, taxis, if you caught a yellow taxi, they would not go to Brooklyn. Like you had to jump in and just be like, drive. And then tell them where you're going later on. But that's changed. Like that whole thing has completely changed. Now, when you say you live in Brooklyn, people are like, oh my God, where? I love Brooklyn. So it is on the map.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I think there was a map that was going around on social media a week or two ago showing where everyone is. And everyone's like below Central Park. You're in Brooklyn. And it's just like a good representation of the new New York City cast. You know what I mean? Like we're getting a different perspective of the city as viewers, and I'm just like super excited for it.
Me too. It's real. Like this is real. This is what New York City is. We all don't just live in the same neighborhood. It's very unrealistic to live in the same neighborhood.
Yeah. This is a group of a lot of big personalities, all 6 of you. Going into the season, who did you connect with the most? And did that change at all once you wrapped filming?
I think going into the season, Brynn and I were very, very close. I think her and I were the closest. And I think towards the end, there was a lot of tension between us. I think we have a lot of similarities as far as our upbringing. So we kind of just automatically gravitated towards one another. But I think, after spending a lot of time with one another, you just kind of, enough is enough, friends get on each other's nerves. But I think, definitely her and I were the closest, but for the most part, we're all super, super cool until they see my confessional. No, I'm kidding.
You have some shady confessionals in those episodes. We're not going to say what, but shady.
I have shady confessionals?
I think so, but that's what Housewives is all about.
Yeah, I mean, you're all a little bit shady. That's what we want.
Yeah.
There's all a little bit of shade in there.
Fun
and that's
shade
fine. It's cool. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Can you tease a little bit? Obviously, you said you and Brynn run into some tension as the season goes on. Can you tease a little bit about that?
I think we actually saw it in the trailer. Brynn's birthday party. It just didn't necessarily go as happy birthday as one might hope. There was possibly a little FU in there, but we're going to leave that towards the end of the season. I can't say too much, unfortunately, but there's a lot of he say, she say.
Yeah.
And on the flip side, who did you maybe not bond with at first, but then grew to form a tighter relationship with?
I think I connected with everyone. I yelled at some people a little bit more than others, but again, I'm hangry. Okay. If I don't eat, I am a terrible human being, and I don't advise being around me when I'm hungry. Like I just I'm like the Snicker commercial, just like feed the diva, please. Yeah. So I think everyone has gotten to know my personality really well, and they know that I'm not a malicious person. I just kind of, sometimes will just be very straightforward, especially if I need to eat. But I think we all kind of, again, I started off strong with Brynn, but then we've all gotten to know one another, and we're like a very solid group. There's tension, but there's also resolution at the end.
Yeah.
Obviously, with Housewives comes cast trips. You go on a couple this season, and right off the bat, in the first couple episodes, we see you go on one. What was it like traveling with these ladies? Obviously, you guys didn't skimp on packing and bringing like all your belongings. That's something funny that viewers will see. So, what was it like overall, just traveling with these ladies and going on these girls' trips?
Oh my God, they complain so much. My castmates love to complain. It's very hard to host and please everyone in this group just because we all have different tastes. It's hard. They often say that like if you're dating someone and in a relationship, you'll know if you want to be with this person or not if you travel with them.
Yeah.
Like you have to go on a trip to see how it goes because everyone has their thing about them or an ick or something. So traveling with 5 other women is not easy. It's definitely like we are all stuck in our ways. But I think at the end of the day too, when we needed space, we would just go in our room and close the door. And, a lot of half of us are mothers. So, we would have those moments where we needed to FaceTime our kids or do those things and kind of have to take a step away. But for the most part, we did. It was so much fun. But there were times where I was just like, I need everyone to just go away. Please just go away. But we made it work. And it was a girls' trip. It was fun.
Who did you find to be the most high maintenance of the group when you guys were traveling?
Jessel. Jessel was very high maintenance. She was very high maintenance. And she, I don't think she realized how high maintenance she was.
Yeah, you learn a lot about yourself, I think, when you travel with others.
I think she learned a lot about herself. I don't think she realized because me expressing to her that she's high maintenance still didn't stick to her. Like it just, she was like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? But I think when you watch yourself back, you realize, okay, now I understand, what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Who would you say causes the most drama this season?
Erin. Erin definitely is a shit starter. Like she loves to stir the pot. She's here to stir the pot, and we're here to try and figure out, like, okay, what ingredients did she put in this pot that she's stirring? Like, how do we maneuver and figure this out?
It's a messy pot.
It's a very hot, messy pot.
Yeah. Sai, what can fans kind of expect from your personal story, whether it be your family, your business? What are we going to see come from you this season?
I think there's a lot of relatability. I think I can come off on social media as very, especially Instagram, a little bit more polished when it comes to my photos and things like that. I don't do a lot of smiling photos or, I have this very like fashion luxury look sometimes unless you see some of my reels, which I think I'm very funny. But at the same time, you're going to see a lot of my story and my upbringing and why I am the way I am, just as far as the hustle mentality, the fact that I'm never very vulnerable, how I feel like I always have to go and I never really turn off. And I think coming from my background and then being where I am today was just a lot of hard work on my own. I didn't marry rich or ask anyone to give me anything like this. I'm all self-made and I'm very, very proud of it. And I think that the audience would really, really, really appreciate it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I'm 100% real. What you see is what you get.
Yeah. I don't want to spoil anything, but I think it's episode 3, you open up in the Hamptons about your upbringing. And I think it's a really fascinating scene that I think people are going to take a lot away from.
Good. It gets better. It gets better. I'm filled with fun stories.
Yeah.
What is something that viewers might be surprised to learn about you?
I think just maybe personal things about my parents. I think viewers will be very, very shocked, and also my followers, because I have to bring them up for the simple fact that I've had this career in digital for 10 years now, and I've grown with a community. So I know that my community doesn't even know these things about me, and I share a lot. So this is something, me sharing and being a little bit more vulnerable on this show is going to shock a lot of people. And then the new audience is really, I think some of them will really relate to what I go through with my own family.
Right. After the cast was announced at BravoCon, did you reach out to any of the former cast members just about advice before heading into filming?
I reached out to Bethenny. We follow each other on TikTok. I just said hi, hey, just introduced myself. And she just told me to really just enjoy the ride. Heather Dubrow and I, we follow each other. She's super sweet, cheering me on. I felt like she was really, really great. She's a support system there. Let's see. Dorinda. I know Dorinda gets this bad rap. I don't know why. I like her. I really like Dorinda.
We love Dorinda too.
I think she's super cool. She was up fronts and, she just gave me a little bit of advice, stay true to who I am, which I really appreciate. And that's definitely who I am. I don't think that I'll ever change that. Yeah. But yeah, those three ladies for the most part.
Yeah. We had Luann and Sonia on last week and we asked them what advice they would give to all you guys. And they said that exact same thing. Just be yourself, because if you're not, the fans can tell through the television screen.
I think so too. I mean, even when I watch, I can tell someone's relationship is in turmoil. Like, you get in there, you start kind of going in there and decoding everything. It's really true. You have to just be yourself at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What would you say to fans who might be, struggling with accepting this whole new cast, whole new show, etc.?
I mean, be okay with change.
Yeah.
Okay. The change is a part of life. Nothing stays the same forever. If something is staying the same, that means you're dead. Like life is about change. We need to appreciate it. We need to adjust. And more importantly, give it a chance. You have to give things a chance. How do you know you won't like it unless you give it a chance?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'll admit I struggled a little bit at first, but I am loving, and I'm not just saying that, like I am loving the new show. You guys are so great, so authentic, so genuine. Like you're like you said, you're just like open and honest and just sharing your personal lives with us. And I think the viewers are really going to love it. Like you're
good. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
It was a lot filming with these ladies, and they are really great girls. I've gotten to know them very, very well. Our kids still play together. Me and Aaron's children play together. We all tend to go for a coffee or go for lunch if we can't do a group date. I am the person who loves to get everyone together and do TikToks. I'm trying to wrangle the TikToks on everyone. Yeah. But we're real life friends. And these are the things that we go through. And we're really happy to bring everyone along for the ride.
Yeah. And that's important in success of any Housewives franchise. Like Chris and I have talked about this. Like there needs to be genuine relationships between the cast. Otherwise, it's not going to work. And this is very genuine between the six of you.
I agree.
Yeah.
Would you ever want to join Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip one day? Have you watched that yet?
Yeah, it's really stressful.
Talk about vacation and traveling.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a vacation. I don't know if we could call that a vacation at all.
Yeah.
I can't say that right now. It's very early on, but it's not really for me if I'm just looking at it. But I mean, in the long run, who knows? Who knows how I will feel? Yeah, I can never say never. It's just it does seem very anxiety inducing to me.
Yeah, I agree. It would be interesting if they did like a group of the new girls and a group of like the Dorindas and Ramonas, how you all would mesh together. That would be fascinating.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
That would
actually be probably
hysterical.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Idea.
Well, I'll think about that one.
Yeah.
I'll get back to you on that one.
Never know.
If you could describe the new season in 3 words, how would you describe it?
I definitely would say dynamic, chaotic, and hilarious.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. We're ready.
Yeah, it gets a little chaotic at times, but it's also it's light and it's funny. Mm-hmm. I don't want to turn my television on and produce something that's dark. We all have our own things that we go through day to day. Like I want to turn on my television and I want to be entertained. And I think that this is what this show does. It's here to entertain.
We get a fight about cheese in episode 1. So that's pretty limited.
Things happen. Happen.
Sure do.
I didn't say that,
people get so upset over cheese.
It wasn't me. It was not me.
Hashtag Cheesegate.
Yeah.
Hashtag Cheesegate scandal.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Sai. We're looking forward to the premiere of The Real Housewives of New York City airing this Sunday, July 16th at 9 p.m. on Bravo. The episodes will also be available the next day on Peacock. So congratulations. We're looking forward to seeing the rest of the season unfold, and we hope to chat again with you soon.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm super excited. Thanks for having me, guys.
Of course. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.